You're welcome to class today. My name is Dami, and here we'll be making a cone headband. And on the screen are the materials we'll be using. So to start this design, pick up your Asooke fabric, and this length measures 6.5. So whatever you have as the length, you will add 1 inch to it to measure the width. There are some Asooke that comes 6 inches, so that means the width will be 7 inches. That you will be adding 1 inch to the width. But if you are using another material that is not Asooke, you have to measure the 4 ends the same. So the reason for this is that after folding the 4 edges, you will be having the same measurement. So the essence is just to have a perfect square. So this one that we have 6.5 by 7.5, so I will be folding in 1/2 inch on both sides. So at the end of the day, I will be having 6.5 by 6.5. So here I will be cutting out 9 pieces of this measurement. So this pieces is not constant. You can decide to have more cones, and you can decide to have a lesser cone. So but for this tutorial, I'll be making use of 9. Then you pick up your Asooke fabric again and cut out 3 by 30 inches in 2 places. This is what we use to wrap our Alice band. So here are the 2 3 by 30 inches. So, and also this is my Alice band. So firstly, I will have to wrap the Alice band. Please, I'm very sorry, I lost video on how to wrap this Alice band, so I have to lose one hand. So anything I do for this other side is the same way you do the second side as well. So you pick up the 3 by 30 inches that will cut, you fold it into 2 like this, apply your gum. I'm making use of hot glue. You can make use of your UHU gum, B6000, B9000, any fabric gum. So you place your gum on it, then fold it into 2. Then in between, you fix your Alice band in between this gum. In between, just like this. So after fixing it in very well, you apply your gum. Then wrap it on top. When you apply your gum again and wrap. Then after this process, you continue to wrap without applying any gum. So you continue to wrap just like this. Please, as you are wrapping, make sure you're using your finger to press it down. So I'm done wrapping. So this was the same thing I did for the first for the other side. So when you are through with the wrapping, you make sure that the last end is under, not on top, unless if you're making another design that the design will cover the upper part. So this one will be under because our cone may not fall at the center, so this design will be under, just like this. Our Harley's band. So you pick up a fabric that measures 4 by 2.5. This is optional. You can choose not to cover the point where the two wrap meet. You can use ribbon to cover it. You can use applique to cover it. You can use anything to cover it, but here I'll be using this Asooke to cover the meeting points. So the essence of this matches is to stop the Asooke from fraying. You can use your lighter, but here I made use of matches. So the essence is just for you to prevent the Asooke from fraying. So you apply your gum. And use this to cover the point where the two wrap meet. Use it to cover it up. So here's how to wrap your Harley's band. So back to our cone design. So you pick up the 6.5 by 7.5 inches. So the 7.5 inches part, one side you fold in 1/2 inch. Apply your gum. And glue this down. So you repeat the same process for the other edge. Please, while folding, make sure you fold in 1/2 inch, so that at the end of the day you'll be having 6.5 by 6.5, because we need a perfect square for this design. So after folding these two sides, so here is what I have. So after doing this, you pick up the fabric, the wrong side will be inward, then you fold it diagonally like this. You can watch this again. So you fold it down, then you apply your gum and gum one end. So here is what I have. One end is closed while the other hand is still open. So you fold in the closed end, you fix it inside the open end, just like this. Just watch what I'm doing. You fix it inside to have a cone shape. So you apply your gum, fixing the other side and glue it together. The first side will be inside the second open part. The first part will close up completely, will be inside the opened part before you glue everything together. So here's how the cone looks like. So I'm repeating this process once again. You fold the two edges, fold it diagonally, close one hand, then fix in the closed end inside the open end and glue it together. So you repeat the same process for the 9 fabrics. So we'll be having 9 cones. So here are the 9 cones, and here is my wrapped Alice band. So you can decide to turn the mouth of this cone up, and you can also decide to leave it flat, anyhow you want it to be. So you pick up your Alice band and check where you want the cone to be, where you want to place the cones. So you check it, apply your gum, then you start gluing your cones to the Alice band one after the other. There is no particular order, you just glue this the way you want it to be. You can decide to make it fall at the side, you can decide to make it be at the center, anyhow you want it to be. So while working with this, some cones will be inside one another. That is, we'll be having 2 cones in one place. So that's why I said you can even cut more than my own 9. You can make all the cones to be double. You can double all the cones, as it two cones on each line. Just like this. So after applying on my cones, so I decided to finish it up with this applique. So here's the final look of my cone headband. So this stage is optional. You can decide to put elastic and you can leave it like this. The essence of this elastic is just to make sure the headband is intact, is in place. So you measure the elastic, you measure at 6 inches, then you tack it to the Alice band. So just like this, you tack it like this to the Alice band. And after attaching my look, this is the gorgeous head